Hey friends, it is football season and that means tailgating parties. And you go to these functions and there isn't anything on the table that you can eat. Well, today we are going to take care of that. We are going to make some chicken wings with some gluten-free sauces made from scratch that you can take to your next tailgating party. Let's get started. Okay friends, so I've got most of my chicken wings cut up, and this is what I do. I always cut this little sucker off, and I use my meat cleaver for that. Just cut that right off, discard it, and then I separate the drumstick from the wing, the flat part. And just work your way down. And that's it. Now we're gonna season these. And one of them is gonna have just salt and pepper because I want it to have just a neutral base. And the other one I am going to make with a Parmesan seasoning because I'm gonna make those kind of garlic Parmesan wings. Okay, so now that I've got them all separated, I'm going to do 3 different batches. And they are all going to get a nice little seasoning of salt and pepper. And that's all I've got in here is just some kosher salt and some ground pepper. And I'm going to coat all of them with salt and pepper. That just gives them a nice, good flavor overall. It doesn't matter what seasonings you're going to put on it afterwards. That salt just gives it a good little flavor. Okay. So I'm going to mix these up, and honestly, I could put 2 of these in a bowl. I'm just keeping them separate because I'm going to do it in 3 separate batches. In the air fryer, now this one in here, I am going to use the Dano's seasoning. Somebody recommended it, so I'm going to try it. And these are the ones that I'm going to make garlic Parmesan. Get them all nice and coated. Okay, I think those are good. Now I'm going to let them sit for about 15 minutes in the refrigerator while the salt gets into the meat. Okay, I'll see you back in just a few minutes. Okay, so now that I've had them marinating for about 15 minutes, I'm gonna start with the garlic Parmesan because that is what's for dinner tonight. So come with me. Okay, so I have put a liner in the air fryer and I'm gonna start putting my wings in there. Hopefully I can get them all to fit. That's perfect. Okay. So let's plug it in. We're going to put it on chicken. 360, I'm going to put it up to 400. and we're going to check them in 10 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to make our sauce, and I am going to start with 3 tablespoons of butter. And I'm going to add a little extra virgin olive oil in there just to keep it from burning, although I do have it on low. Okay, now that the butter is melted, I'm going to mince 2 cloves of garlic and get that in there. Let's get that all mixed up. And I don't have any fresh parsley, so I'm using some dried parsley flakes. That's about 1.5 teaspoons. Now we're not making a lot of sauce. It's only going to coat about 10 to 12 wings, and that'll be enough for dinner and lunch tomorrow. And I'm going to go ahead and add some of that Danos in there. It'll complement the flavor that's already on the wings. Yeah, you need to check all of your spices. Not all spices are gluten-free. Okay, our wings are done, and I'm going to put them back into the bowl and get the next batch in. Okay, so the next sauce I'm making, it was sriracha honey. However, I'm out of sriracha, but I do have the gochujang Korean chili. So that is what I'm using. I just mixed a little bit of it, and it's fine. So I am going to maybe use about 2 tablespoons of it, and do another 2 tablespoons of honey, and mix that up. And I think this doesn't look like a lot, but I think it'll be enough to coat. Oh yeah, that's good. Alright guys, let's get our sauces onto our chicken wings. And this is our new sweet and spicy is what I'm going to call it. I think that was a perfect amount to make. There's not very many wings in here. All right, let's get these onto a platter. Toss it with some grated Parmesan. Okay, let's get hot and spicy on here. Okay guys, this third batch is going to be barbecue. And I've taken it out to get some sauce in it. And this is gluten-free. Sweet Baby Ray's is gluten-free, so that is what I use. And I like to have my barbecue sauce kind of caramelized on top of it. So it's got about 7 minutes to go. And so I'm going to coat these with barbecue sauce. That gives the sugars in the barbecue sauce a chance to caramelize and get nice and toasty. Just coat it nice and delicious. All right. Back it goes. Y'all, look at those wings. You see how they're nice and caramelized? That's how I like them. Okay, guys, here you are. Spicy, barbecue, and garlic parmesan. All right, now for the best part. Let's try this. I'm anxious to try this one because I used the Danos on this. Wow. That has got to be one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth. That is delicious. The spicy. Wings are messy. I think that the sriracha would have been spicier. And the barbecue, I just love barbecue. Y'all, you have to try this. At the very least, the Danos ones are my favorite. Thanks, Nick, for recommending this one. We'll see you next time, making gluten-free taste good.